Okay, everybody. So let's get back in business. And Keith, you had a question.
Yes. Are housing starts still a good indicator? Because in many parts of the country, there are so many limitations on your ability to start a new house. There's only so much land which is used up. Is that still meaningful as it was, say, 5 or 10 years ago?
The question was how valuable are housing starts as a leading economic indicator? In my view, they're still good. The main question is really to how important is residential construction's place in the overall economy? Because obviously residential construction itself is very important. Then, of course, there's all the building materials industries which depend directly on it, everything from cement to lumber to plumbing fixtures, glass, and so on. Then there's all the furniture and furnishings that go in the houses. And that's huge, all those appliances that go in there. When the house is built, they all get furnished with, obviously with everything from furnaces and hot water heaters to dishwashers and so forth. Then there's the rugs, how many are built with wall-to-wall carpets and so on. And then people have to buy furniture. It's a huge undertaking, the whole thing. The question is, with the growth of what's commonly called the service sector and other ways for folks to spend their money, is it still as important as it was, it being the residential construction? Well, stay tuned, because I think we're going to have we're going to see that story unveiled very shortly, because if we go to a housing starts, or if we focus, let's say, on new home sales, because the home sales, just look at residential construction excluding apartment buildings. That was quite a dip, wasn't it? And the big question is it going to continue south? Is it going to continue weak? Will residential construction recover? How strongly? When? And in a moment, we're going to get into why that is today's situation, is unique. And so it's an important issue that we're going to have to focus on. Now, but let's start with this. Among all the data you looked at, from new home sales all the way back to consumer confidence, which of these data was the most interesting to you? Which did you find, of all the new statistics you unraveled here, which do you think had the biggest tale to tell, or among them all? Was there any one that seemed particularly notable? Any changes that seemed particularly notable to you?
Home sales.
Home sales?
Dropped.
Yes. What was the latest figure you had for home sales?
1.05 million.
105?
6047, I thought was.
1047?
Home sales are fine.
146.42.
Well,
Yeah, 1,642,000.
Yeah.
Housing starts is 1,600,000.
well, wait a minute. The housing starts is 1.6.
Right.
That's not the home sales.
Home sales.
Sales is 1.05 in November.
1.05 in November. Everybody come up with the same number? Okay. Now, I think that this is a very interesting development, because this is the first time in my memory that we've had a housing slump like this one. In the past, all housing slumps were generated by a general downturn in the economy and at the same time, a rapid rise in interest rates. Or put it differently, a rapid rise in interest rates and a general downturn in the economy. Either way. And always room for one more, young man. And there was always the economy turned down under those circumstances. This time we've got something that's very different. It's a very different set of circumstances because we've got an actual burst in the housing bubble. Sure, interest rates went up a little. But really, most people would probably agree that the speculative fever finally just broke. It wasn't, shall we say, exogenously caused by interest rates. It was really, there were many folks who've said, look, the relationship between home prices and rents has gotten to be so extreme that the prices must fall. That is, home prices have become so high compared to rents. This is a new situation, and let's try to cover it right now.